tour of it. The interesting thing, actually, just from here, just in small kind of tonal register, is it's not just the Conservatives, it's Conservative and Unionist Party, a slightly more traditional branding for the Tories. And there is only one picture in this entire document. Labour had lots, and guess who it's of? It's Theresa May. And this is a very personalised document, and lots about Theresa May's Conservatives. That's the way that it's framed. Theresa May's Conservatives will deliver on each of these different points. You mentioned as well, Adam, that question about what kind of a Conservative is Theresa May. Here's an interesting kind of echo from the past. Back in the time of the 1940s, William Beveridge, when he did the Beveridge Report, that set up the welfare state. He talked about the 5 giants in society, 5 giant ills that they needed to sort out. In this, there is a conscious echo of that, and I think it is a conscious echo. 5 giant challenges that the Conservatives talk about needing to tackle, and a lot about meritocracy, not much about Thatcherism. The question as well is what hasn't made it through from the last manifesto, and one of the big promises there was that taxes were going to be frozen, or at least capped, for national insurance, income tax and VAT. This time around, it's a different story. So there's a firm intention to reduce taxes on British businesses and working families, and we will not increase the level of value-added tax, but it's just VAT. So that triple lock against taxes has become a single lock. Now, speaking of other kind of triple locks, there's the pension triple lock as well. That's the kind of guarantee that pensions are going to increase by at least 2.5%, if not more. That has gone out of the window as well. And that's been replaced by this, a new double lock to be introduced in 2020. Will that make much difference? No, not necessarily. We will have a look at the details of precisely how much difference that will make to affordability. We've talked over the course of this morning, haven't we, about dignity and protection in old care, about what the Tories plan to do with social care. So a lot about that as well. And then other things that have and haven't made it through. Well, the single market. There's a whole section on Brexit here. Look at this. We continue to believe that no deal is better than a bad deal for the UK. That's familiar phraseology of here. And this too, we will no longer be members of the single market. Remember, the last manifesto in 2015, actually I'll pull that up so it's just on the screen there. The last manifesto in 2015, that did pledge to stay within the single market. This time, there is no pledge to stay within the single market. But one pledge that has remained in place is this one, migration, controlling migration. And we believe, where is it? Let's find this line here, that we mean, and we want to get annual net migration to the tens of thousands rather than the hundreds of thousands we've seen over the past 2 decades. So there we have lots of different pledges, but very little in the way of actual concrete detail. No costings, no numbers, no extra spending commitments that we can actually put into figures. We will try over the course of the day to explain this and compare it to the Labour manifesto and indeed the Lib Dems. But for the time being, Adam, back to you.